Opinions and stories around the game we love, told by your favorite storytellers. Stay up to date with all things cricket. Subscribe to Cricbuzz's YouTube channel and press that bell icon now.
With the Test series done and dusted, all eyes now move to the ODIs between South Africa and India. They play 3 ODIs, the first 2 in Paarl and the final one in Cape Town. And even before a ball is being bowled in that ODI series, there's so much chatter off-field already, especially around India's squad. Especially more so around India's leadership in ODIs. Remember, Rohit Sharma replaced Virat Kohli as India's ODI captain, something that Virat Kohli had a very strong point of view about as well. But then Rohit Sharma couldn't recover from his hamstring injury, meaning India will have a new ODI captain come this series. KL Rahul, who had a great time with the bat in the recent months, especially in that Test series as well, where he scored a century in that first Test match. But ODIs is a different ball game. ODIs with captaincy duties will definitely test KL Rahul's mettle. Another interesting name there is his deputy in that squad, Jasprit Bumrah. Now, he's been the leader of India's pace attack ever since he came into the reckoning. He's done really well leading that pace attack. He's picked up wickets across all formats. Does this also augur perhaps of a time when Jasprit Bumrah may lead India in the future? And if Pat Cummins' stint as Australia's captain in Test cricket is anything to go by, it might just be the start of the era of fast bowling captains in cricket as well. Talk of captains though, Virat Kohli's name is there, and for the first time in a very long while, you don't see the C next to him. How will that change Virat Kohli's attitude? We saw with his idol Sachin Tendulkar, the moment he left captaincy, he was unleashed. He became a different batter altogether. Will that happen to Virat Kohli? Historically, it suggests that with responsibility, Virat Kohli's average was higher than when he played just as a batter. It'll be interesting to see how Virat Kohli goes about his business with all the noise surrounding him off field as well. Remember, he stepped down as India's Test captain only days before the ODIs were to start. Then there are also new names in that squad. New names because they've been absent from that squad for a while. Ravichandran Ashwin makes a comeback for the first time in the last 4 years into India's ODI squad. He didn't have much of a role to play with the red ball in that Test series. He'd like to change that come the ODIs. Someone who'd like to change things there as well would be Yuzvendra Chahal, who's fallen out of favor of this Indian team, but he makes a comeback here. In 2018, he enjoyed a decent outing in the ODIs in South Africa. He'd like to replicate those performances as well. While there are fresh new faces in this squad too. Ruturaj Gaikwad, Venkatesh Iyer make it to the squad on the back of some spectacular performances in the Vijay Hazare Trophy. But these are different conditions. This is a different opposition. That can be tricky at the international stage. But if there's one thing that we've learned watching these youngsters who've come out of the IPL is that they love acing tricky conditions. It will be interesting to see how they go about their business if given a chance in the ODIs. If you look at South Africa's squad, there are comebacks there as well. Quinton de Kock makes a comeback. Remember, he played the first Test match, then was to go on a paternity leave, but decided to retire from Test cricket instead. South Africa went on to win the Test series without one of their senior pros. QDK will have a point to prove come this series. Temba Bavuma, their leader, will also have a point to prove. He had a middling Test series, was out there with the bat, but could not convert his starts into big ones. Here he has the opportunity to do that and also lead his side to perhaps another series win against India. There's one person who will be critical if South Africa want to win the series, and that is Chanaman Malan, their batting sensation. He was their nominee for the ICC ODI Player of the Year as well. He'll be someone that Indian bowlers will keep a keen eye on. But the Indian batters will also have a keen eye on Marco Jansen. Debuted in that Test series, ended up as the second highest wicket taker in the series, only behind Kagiso Rabada. And he's a feisty fast bowler who's never shy of a word. We saw his duel with Jasprit Bumrah. In this Indian squad, there are other Mumbai Indians players as well. Suryakumar Yadav, Ishan Kishan. And if Marco Jansen's trailer in that Test series is anything to go by, we may be in for some feisty contests come this ODI series. This one promises to be an exciting contest, especially where the two teams were in that Test series. Now coming into the ODIs, which team will have an upper hand? Here's a look at their head-to-head record in the 50-over format. But remember, in 2018, India won that series on the back of some really good performances from their star players. Can they replicate that this time around with newer faces, newer leadership? this one promises to be such a crucial ODI series. You can't keep your eyes off it. You can't also keep your eyes off all our panel as we bring to you Cricbuzz live throughout this ODI series across games in both Hindi and English. So do stay tuned for that as well.